Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. Yeah, I'm sorry my podcasting followed through. You know, my DVD was scratched and had some smudges, so I'll just get the movie on Blu-ray eventually. Anyway, we're still gonna do a review this time. People of Color. We got the 2023 show that came out, and I saw the whole series now, so I can talk about it. That is the on Disney Plus. I saw Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the new Disney Plus show that came out. Let me just show you the Wikipedia. The series, not the movies with Logan Lerman. This is the TV show. Yeah, it's a good show. I had some problems with it, but we'll get to that. It's based on the book series of the same name. Yeah, this one, Walker Scobell is stars as Percy Jackson. He's great. He's a white kid with blonde hair. He's really good. I believe them as Percy in the show. You had Leah Savvy Jeffries as the she's Annabeth. She's the black girl, the token black girl, but she does well, even though these cast members are way younger than the cast in the movies. And you got Aryan Samhardri. He's Grover, the satyr in the movies, and he's played by an Indian American. And they're good actors. They have good chemistry. They're funny together. They have a lot of charm. The series was renewed for a second season. That's awesome. I'm glad. It needed to be. This is if you haven't heard, this was one of the most watched shows on Disney Plus last year. They watched this more than The Mandalorian season 3 and Echo earlier this year, and all these other Disney Plus shows. It was well received by critics, and of course it did, because it's faithful to the source material mostly, except for some of the casting, but I'll get to that. Who largely praises faithfulness to the source material, world building, and cast performances. It deserves it. I think it's a really good show for kids. There's nothing gay in it, so you don't have to worry about that. The premise is, you've seen the movie from 2010. A 12-year-old demigod named Percy Jackson is accused by the Greek god Zeus, who I'll get to, of stealing his thunderbolt, and races to find it and restore order to Olympus and rescue his mother. If you've seen the movie, that's his motivation for the whole movie, to get all of these MacGuffins to get to get to Hades, to get to hell, and get the underworld, like they call it, and get his mother free. And his mother's played by a good actress. She's Virginia Call. She's Sally Jackson, Percy's selfless mother. She did a good job for the scene, the flashback she's in. You have Mr. Bruner, Glenn Turman. None of the actors from the movie are in here, so don't look for Alexander Daddario or Brandon T. Jackson or Logan Lerman. Jason Mantzoukas, he was fun as Dionysus. He doesn't have a lot of screen time, but he's in it. Megan Mullally did fine as Electo, the mathematician that's actually secretly one of the Hades' three Furies. You had Edge, Adam Copeland, professional wrestler Edge, Adam Copeland as Ares, the arrogant and daring god of war. He was good. I thought he was one of the better villains. Kronos was Nick Boraine. He did fine. The guy that played the stepfather was a step down from Joe Pantoliano. I preferred him in the movie. You had Percy's second principal, Manoj Sood, who's black, of course, because it's a Disney show. You're gonna have diversity hires. Josh you don't have to tell me that in the chat, Josh. I already know. This is Disney. They're going to put people of color in these roles. That, except for Percy, he had to be played by a white kid, because in the books he's a white kid. You have Helena, the maternal figure for Grover. You had this girl as Medusa, Jessica Parker Kennedy. She did fine. Beautiful girl. Glad they used her in something besides a DC CW show. Lin-Manuel Miranda I thought was wasted. He was Hermes. He's in like one or two scenes in the show, so don't expect to see him sing here. It's not a musical. I did have some problems with this show, though. The soundtrack, not the score. The score is fine, even though the end credits sound like the Avengers. But the soundtrack was very random. There was one episode which was ruined because of the soundtrack. They're on a boat heading to their destination, and they played the song "What Is Love," and I was like, why was this in the show? That is the most random song you could put on a boat. I'm like, Disney, we know you like to pimp out your rides. You want to endorse your theme parks and your stores and your freaking hotels and all that, but you don't have to put it in this show. That felt like a Disney ride that they just randomly threw in a song in there, and it took me out of it. It was dumb. That was the dumbest thing you could have done. What is love, baby? Don't hurt me. Love the song, but what is it doing in a Percy Jackson show? It's not even in the scene where they're in the casino. Remember they put a Lady Gaga song in the movie? Here, they put this song and it feels out of place. They're not in the casino. They're on a boat. They don't have a phone with them or anything. It's just them on a boat and the song randomly comes up and I'm like, this is mental. Disney, you didn't have to do that. Also, rest in peace, Lance Reddick. I miss him, but you didn't have to cast him as Zeus. That was the most pandering casting you could have done. The king of all of these Greek demigods or whatever is a black man. What kind of message are you trying to send, Disney? We get it. You like people of color being on the top of the food chain. We saw that last year, with your freaking your Wish movie, which was a person of color. We saw that a couple years ago with Encanto and freaking Coco and Soul. We saw it. We know people of color exist. We got it. Got it. That's why I'm doing this whole month for people of color, not just black, but Asian, Middle Eastern, etc. You didn't have to do that. Reddick was miscast. He doesn't feel it's like he's not even with a beard or anything. At least with Jaman Hansu and Shazam, he has a beard and he's like, I am the Council of Wizards. I'm like, I bought it. Here, I didn't buy it. It's like, oh, I'm Zeus. I have a nice suit and I'm black. Yeah, it didn't work. It did not work for me. It felt really pandering. That's your forced diversity hire. With Annabeth, it didn't bother me. She's a cute black girl. It'll be beautiful in a couple years. But I'm sorry, I missed Lance Reddick, but he didn't need to be here. It was better in the John Wick movies and the Continental. Series author Rick Riordan makes a cameo. His cameo was fine. He was one of the headmasters. And yes, this is very Harry Potter. The kid goes into a camp to learn new skills to fight a big baddie at the end. Yeah, it's Harry Potter, but it's done with Greek stuff instead of magic and and sorcery and all that. It's a little bit different. Also, I didn't like the guy that played Hades, Jace Duplass. He's another actor that was miscast. He just says, "Hey, what's up? I'm Hades." It's not scary. He doesn't have his demon form. He's a step down from Steve Coogan in the movie. There were some things I liked about the movie better than this. One of them was some of the casting, and they didn't have the forced diversity there. The viewership. In December, the Disney announced 13.3 million people. 13.3 million people watch this. 13.3 million people. That's like what a Disney Channel movie used to get back in the 2000s. Watched the premiere episode in its first 6 days on Disney Plus and Hulu, because Hulu is a shared partnership with Disney. In January, my birthday, Disney announced that 26.6 million people watched it. That's more than half of the Netflix shows that came out last year. See, streaming is still alive and well when Disney does something that people want to see. Not National Treasure, not Willow, where you put throwing gay stuff, no, or feminism, no. A story that they're trying to tell. It's not perfect. Like I said, the soundtrack and some of the casting just threw me off. But the viewership, the story, and the characters, the main characters are sound. And it's interesting. It needed a little bit more action and maybe a little bit more humor too, because it was a lot. It was taken seriously, like this is Dune for kids. It's not Dune, guys. You can be a little bit lighthearted. It's for kids. They watched the premiere after 3 weeks. The second through 5 episodes even amassed at least 10 million views at 7 days, according to Whip Media's TV Time. Percy Jackson&the Olympians was the most streamed original series across all platforms in the United States from January 28, 2024 to last week on February 4th. Well, just a couple of days ago. Because it's good. It's good. You're doing a good thing with this. And it got renewed because it's not pandering for the most part. And Lance Reddick's not coming back as Hades, as Zeus. We already know that because he passed away. Him and Ray Stevenson will not be in anything else because they died for real. Rest in peace, both of you. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's a consensus. Yeah, a faithful adaptation of the novels Percy Jackson&the Olympians is a lovingly realized odyssey throughout adolescence and myth. And it's good. The effects are good. The budget's on the screen. There's good costumes. The acting is great. The score is good. The cinematography is good. It's short. No episode is an hour and a half. It's like 30 or 45 minutes. Maybe close to an hour. But that's it. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's welcome in my book. You had a good premise here. You make it into a show. You can develop the characters in more time. And it worked. And oh my God, it's for kids. And It's not too violent. There's nothing gay, and it doesn't pander for the most part. Wow, what a concept! You made something kid friendly, like they did with Mario last year. You don't have to pander to all the groups. Just stick to your target audience. That's the ones that are gonna watch this. Families and kids. That's it. And I don't even have kids, but I enjoyed it. It's a fun show. If you haven't seen it, stream it on Disney Plus. What are you waiting for? It's worth your time. You want to see something that Disney doesn't have to gay up? This is it. This is completely kid friendly for children. Because they can't see Echo, it's not for kids. This is definitely for kids. Like Harry Potter, the first couple of movies were mostly for kids. It wasn't until like the fourth one where it got really dark and they got PG-13. But here, it worked. And I would say watch it. Watch the whole series and wait for next year's season 2. Thank you, Disney Plus, for that. I'm very grateful. Because this is something I've been waiting. After all these some of these Marvel shows that let me down, like Secret Invasion and She-Hulk, and some of the Star Wars shows being like mid last year, this is a show that was a home run. It wasn't a base hit, it was a home run. And like I said, it had problems, me personally, but I didn't hate it. It was well done. And I can't wait to see more. Thanks for watching. Acknowledge me, and I'll see you guys in the next review.